Wednesday, after I thought Tropical Storm Imelda had gone by, I decided to go out and fish my favorite pond, just to see if the fish were biting after the storm. And man, was it flooded! It's hard to see here, but the pond is a retention pond, so it has sloped sides, and it's probably up, I don't know, 5-6 feet higher than normal, 3 or 4 feet higher than normal. Usually in the places I was standing at the beginning of the video, I'm right down on the bank and not standing on the slope, but the flat part of the bank was under a couple of feet of water. I'd had a hard time in some places casting to where the distance I used to stand. At this end of the pond, where the sides are a little deeper, it doesn't look as flooded. I started off by throwing a black and blue curly-tailed worm, just trying to throw something that was nice and dark. The water, of course, was really chocolate milky. I was just trying to throw something that was really nice and dark. But then I switched over to a big double-bladed white spinnerbait. I know the white is not, conventional wisdom says the white is not good for milky water, but I've caught bass in a pond with milky water on this exact spinnerbait. Plus it's got, the 2 big blades, and so there's a lot of vibration. I put a paddle-tail swim bait on it as a trailer. It makes a lot of noise and a lot of good vibration. So that's what I threw for a while. It was nice and heavy, so it cast really good. But I didn't catch anything on that either, so I switched over to my favorite, which is just a swim jig, which you've seen me fish in this pond all the time. It's just a little brown-headed bitsy bug jig, and I put a paddle tail swim bait on there that's kind of a shad pattern, and I just fish it, throw it out, reel it back. I vary the speed, let it fall, stop it so the skirt on the jig flares out. I've had good luck with it. This may look crazy right here fishing this little ditch, but this is an area where normally this is dry, to give you some idea of how much water's in here. But this gave me a chance to cast at that tree over there a couple of times and that growth. Plus the water here was clear, and I saw some fish activity back up in here, which made me feel like the fish maybe had moved back up here. I came back here, and you can't see it now, but just to my right there is where those trees are that I was casting at when I was standing by the ditch. And there was a transition spot here where water that was draining from a ditch that runs from way up off a road drains into this pond right to my right. Again, you can't see in the video here, but it created a transition where there was clear brackish water and then chocolate milk water. And so what I did is I came out and I threw a couple right along the edge of that, and that's where I caught the only fish I caught today, which ended up being a pretty nice one. I think that's a good 2 pounds probably on this bass right here. So I was happy to come out and catch one. I thought I was done with the storm, but then the very next day the storm kind of backed up on us and dropped, I think probably total of somewhere 10-12 inches of rain. But it was no damage to my house or anything. We were lucky. I was lucky to catch this fish.